In a quiet town, a young man named Ahsan lived with his family in a large house. His family was wealthy, but their hearts lacked kindness. Ahsan, however, was different. He had a soft heart, and his only true companion was his pet dog, Bruno. Bruno, a golden retriever with warm brown eyes, had been Ahsan's best friend since childhood. But Ahsan's family never accepted Bruno. His father, a strict and cold-hearted businessman, despised animals. His mother ignored Bruno as if he were invisible, and his older brother often kicked him away for fun. Ahsan did his best to protect Bruno, but he was powerless against his family. They would starve the dog, beat him when he barked, and lock him outside in the cold. But no matter how much suffering he endured, Bruno never left Ahsan's side. Ahsan was trapped in a house where love was scarce. His only comfort was Bruno, who would sit beside him when he felt sad, licking his hands as if to say, "I am here." One day, Ahsan's father lost a huge amount of money in business. He came home furious and blamed everyone around him. In his rage, he kicked Bruno so hard that the poor dog whimpered in pain. Ahsan tried to stop him, but his father warned, "If you care so much about this useless animal, you can leave with him." Tears filled Ahsan's eyes, but he had nowhere to go. That night, he sneaked out to feed Bruno and whispered, "No matter what, I'll never leave you." Bruno wagged his tail, his love unconditional despite the cruelty he faced. One stormy night, when the sky roared with thunder, Ahsan's family slept peacefully inside. But Bruno, who was chained outside in the rain, sensed something unusual. His ears perked up as he heard a faint sound, footsteps in the darkness. A group of thieves had broken into the house, thinking it was the perfect time to steal. They moved silently toward the main door, unaware that Bruno had already spotted them. With a fierce growl, Bruno pulled against his chains, his body tensed with alertness. The moment one of the thieves stepped closer, Bruno let out a loud bark, so loud that it echoed through the house. The thieves panicked, but before they could run, Bruno broke free from his chains and lunged at them. Hearing the commotion, Ahsan woke up and rushed outside. He saw Bruno biting one thief's leg while the others tried to escape. Ahsan's father and brother also rushed out, shocked to see Bruno fearlessly fighting off the intruders. One of the thieves pulled out a knife, ready to stab Bruno, but before he could, Ahsan grabbed a stick and hit the man hard. The other thieves, realizing their plan had failed, ran away into the night. Bruno had saved the family. Ahsan's father, who had always treated the dog with hatred, looked at him with disbelief. He had never expected the same animal he despised to risk its life for them. Ahsan rushed to Bruno, checking for injuries. He hugged him tightly, whispering, "You saved us." Again. His tears mixed with the rain, but Bruno simply licked his face, wagging his tail. For the first time, Ahsan's father knelt down and touched Bruno's wet fur. "I was wrong about you," he admitted in a soft voice. His mother, too, looked at Bruno differently, as if seeing him for the first time. The next day, everything changed. Bruno was no longer kept outside. Ahsan's father himself bought fresh food for him. His brother, who once hurt him, now petted him gently. Ahsan smiled as he watched Bruno sleep peacefully on a warm bed inside the house for the first time. He knew that love, loyalty, and kindness could change even the coldest of hearts. And Bruno? He was happy. Not because he was finally treated well, but because, no matter what, he had always remained faithful to the one person who had always loved him, Ahsan. Loyalty never wavers, even when the world is unkind.